Colorado High School Activities Association basketball is on Morgan County's B106 and B106.net tonight from Fort Morgan High School. It's the Fort Morgan Mustang boys taking on the defending Class 3A state champions, the Sterling Tigers. I'm John Beltran, and these teams are going in two different directions as the season begins. With the Mustangs at 0-3, having lost all of their games in the Vista Peak tournament, including the opener to Windsor, the second game to Berthoud 55-47. Then they lost a one-sided affair to Vista Peak. And the defending 3A champion Sterling Tigers played in the Western Conference tournament, it was called, in Nebraska. They won all three games. And they've got a Player of the Year candidate in Bodie Hume that Trey McBride is going to have to contend with. That'll be the big matchup tonight. A couple of seniors, Bodie Hume for Sterling and Trey McBride for Brush. The Lady Mustangs are in Sterling tonight. That game on 105.7 KPMX and KPMX.com. This will be one of two non-conference Fort Morgan games here on B106 and B106.net. A week from Saturday, we'll have the doubleheader 3:30 and 5 o'clock as the Mustangs take on the Bee Diggers, and that'll be in Brush. And again, that'll be on Saturday, December the 16th. And then we'll have a bevy of games coming up in January and February and into March once we get to the district and state tournaments, depending upon how far the Mustangs go. They've already received a tough test. This might be their toughest. And with Sterling, they've got it all. The inside game with Bodie Hume, the outside game with Riley Schaefer and Carter Kyle, who had a big year as a sophomore, now a junior. And they've got lots of size on this team. Hume, who just keeps getting taller and taller. Last year played at 6'6", now he's at 6'8". Christian Rose at 6'4", Jason Frank at 6'7", Chase Pittman, a junior, at 6'8", and Colton Shala, junior, at 6'4". And even though they're the defending 3A champions, they still have 5 juniors and 2 sophomores on this team. Axel Henry had a very good freshman year, a 5'11" sophomore now. So not only is the Sterling team talented, they're young in many areas and they're deep as well. While the Mustangs have 5 seniors on this team, and for them to be competitive, not just to win. I mean, let's start about being competitive. They'll need a big game from their 2 guns for the outside, Grayson Garver and Luis Garcia, to open it up for McBride. But Trey McBride is going to have much more difficulty than in other matchups that he's faced this season, even though he's played just 1 game, didn't play in 2 of the other games in that Vista Peak Bison Bash. So the Mustangs were a little bit short-handed for those last 2 games, and they've got a full assembly here coming up tonight. But it's not going to be easy whatsoever against the Sterling Tiger team, as the Mustangs, again, looking for their first win. And even though they're on their home floor, this would be considered an upset. Without a doubt. We'll get to the starting lineup. The Mustangs starting lineup here momentarily. And, of course, that of the visiting Sterling Tigers, which play out of the Patriot League in Class 3A. The Mustangs out of the Colorado 7 in Class 4A. Sterling one year won the 3A state tournament as a 10 seed. And that's what was very impressive about them. They were not supposed to win it. They were not supposed to even get to the quarterfinals based on their seeding. A top 8 seed normally gets that far. But Sterling surprised a couple of teams. They won their district tournament. And once you get to that final 8, then it's essentially anybody's tournament. Now the starting lineup for visiting Sterling. They've got a very talented 5'10" junior guard in Isaac Harris. Carter Kyle, as I mentioned earlier, 6-foot junior. Very good outside shot. Riley Schaefer, a 5'11" senior. Bodie Hume, of course, the star of this team. He can neutralize an entire opposing offense, except from the perimeter. That's why the Mustangs have got to shoot well for the outside. And Christian Rose, a 6'4" senior. Now for the Mustangs starting lineup as Mike Holloway, the longtime head coach of the Tigers, assisted by Doug Holloway and Brad Hessler, Ty Traherne, the head coach of the Mustangs, assisted by Jim Kreckemeyer, TJ Schneider, C.W. Scott, and Randy Wilson. The Mustangs go with Caden Edson, who's a sophomore for Fort Morgan, along with junior Isaac Linker, who is literally the quarterback of the football team, and he's a big, strong body down low. Grayson Garver, a senior, along with Luis Garcia, and of course, Trey McBride. The opening tip tonight is brought to you by Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance. Looking to find insurance for your car, home, or even for you? Call Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance with 2 locations in Rush and Fort Morgan. They can help you with your home, car, health, or life insurance questions, or provide a quote. That is Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance. You can follow us on Twitter at B106 and our B106 Facebook page. The Mustangs dressed in their home white and the Tigers in their road blacks. And I'm sure it'll be Bodie Hume jumping center for Sterling. And for the Mustangs, as they break the huddle, Trey McBride. And McBride doesn't have the height that Hume does, but he certainly is a stronger specimen. I mean, I can't believe they list McBride at 6'8" and Hume at 6'4". He doesn't, or Hume at 6'8" and McBride at 6'4". He doesn't look, McBride's got to be taller than that unless Hume's height is exaggerated. Should be an entertaining game, a very athletic game. Regardless if the Mustangs do not win this game, they are a good, strong, athletic team, and the tip is controlled by McBride and the Mustangs. Here comes Grayson Garver for Fort Morgan into the front court. Garver is met over there by Christian Rose. On the outside, left to Edson, dribbling towards the top. Cross-court pass to Garcia. Guarded by Kyle. Back out to McBride. Fakes the 3, and then he traveled. First turnover of the game. McBride can hit that 3-pointer. Here comes Sterling the other way. Into the front court with a basketball. Schaefer. Schaefer near the top, motioning his offense. Dribbling to his left, bounce pass left of the lane for Kyle against Garver. Spins, turns, leans, shoots, and misses off to the left. And the rebound to Garver of Fort Morgan. Here comes Garver into the front court for the Mustangs. Garver on the outside right, met at the top over there. Maintains the dribble, then threw it away to Edson, who was breaking towards the basket. And he threw it into the crowd, and the Mustangs have not taken a shot and have committed 2 turnovers here in the early going. They got to get on their game here. Christian Rose now in the right corner to Hume. Fakes the 3, backs up, over to Kyle. Kyle on the high right. Nearly 1 minute into the game, no score. Bodie Hume fakes the 3 on the right wing to Kyle. Left-handed dribble, jump pass to Hume, poked away by McBride and intercepted by the Mustangs. Long baseball pass to Garcia, lays it up and in! With the basketball between his legs, backs up behind the 3-point line. Outside left to Kyle. Here's Schaefer, straight away to Hume. The 3-pointer's in the air and off to the left. And the Mustangs grab the rebound, grabbed by Luis Garcia, fouled by Riley Schaefer. So Fort Morgan with a 2-0 lead, 6:41 to go in the opening quarter on their home floor, looking for their first victory of the year, looking to hand Sterling their first loss of the season. Grayson Garver sets up the Mustang offense. They're in a 1-2-2 here. A light press. They got to get it across midcourt. Edson looking, bounce pass to Garver, still not across the court, throws it front court to Edson on the high left. Edson left to the lane, is going to have to back it out. Cross court to Garver. Garver up behind the 3-point line, guarded by Carter Kyle. Garver swings it to Linker, now over to Edson. Edson with a basketball, bounce pass high right to Garcia, guarded by Harris. Now to McBride behind the 3-point line on the left wing. Grayson Garver back out to Edson, swings it right side to Garcia. Here's Isaac Linker on the right wing. And then he threw it towards Edson, but he was breaking for the basket. I don't know if that's Edson's fault, but that's happened twice already in the last, or the 2 of the 3 last possessions. And the Mustangs now with 3 turnovers, but their offense is out of sync. But Sterling still looking for their first point, and now we got a whistle and an offensive foul, I believe, on Sterling. Yep. And the foul was committed by Christian Rose. That'll be their second turnover. The Mustangs have 3. An ugly start to this game, but Fort Morgan does have a 2-0 lead. 5:54 to go in the opening quarter. Caden Edson in the backcourt with a basketball. Maintains the left-handed dribble. Bounce pass over to Garver. Back to Edson. Crossing the timeline on the outside left. He's got a 3-on-3. Backs it up straight away to Garver. Garver backs up. Doesn't take that shot. Back out to Edson. Edson on the high left. Feeds McBride. Dribbles left baseline. And we've got a foul against Sterling. That's committed by Christian Rose. That'll be his second. He might have to take a seat on the bench here with the early foul trouble. 5:35 to go first quarter. Fort Morgan 2, Sterling nothing. Garver to throw it in underneath the basket. Lobs it high left to McBride. Back out to Garcia. Garcia straight away behind his back. Maintains the dribble. Back out to Garver. Garver against Isaac Harris. Swings it back out to McBride. Well behind the three-point line. Right side to Edson. Edson left-handed dribble. Cross-court high left to Garcia. Looking down low. Feeds it to Grayson Garver. Backs up now to McBride. McBride spins left of the lane, turns, shoots, and in and out from 10 feet away. And the rebound is into the hands of Carter Kyle of Sterling. Long pass to Harris. Harris with the basketball straight away to Hume. Fakes the three, dribbles left of the lane, in the lane, leans, shoots, and scores. A little 5-foot runner for Bodie Hume, and the game is tied at 2 with 4:54 to go here in the opening quarter from Fort Morgan. Garcia, now Linker crosses the timeline. Linker backs it out to Edson. Edson dribbles to his right, swings it right side to Garcia, behind the three-point line against Carter Kyle. Dribbles towards the right baseline, all the way, scoops it up, and I believe an offensive foul. Or was it a foul here on the perimeter? It was on Carter Kyle before the left-handed layup, so it's not going to count. That'll be the fourth foul already committed by Sterling. And Christian Rose is out, and Jace Pittman is into the game. Garver into McBride, swings it back out to Garcia at the top. Back on the high right to Caden Edson. Edson dribbles right baseline, but he's cut off over there. Back out to Garver, now to Linker. Near that left corner, McBride, three in the air. Is going to be up and around and no good. And the rebound is controlled by Fort Morgan, but on the end line there was Luis Garcia. Could not maintain full control. It'll be Sterling basketball. And offensively challenged first quarter, tied at 2. 4:20 to go here in the first quarter. In the right corner, Hume takes the three and makes the three. Bodie Hume right there with McBride covering, but he's got a couple of inches on him, and McBride was not able to stop him. 5-2 in favor of Sterling. Linker with a basketball. Nearly 4 minutes to go in the opening quarter. On the high right to Garcia. Swings it cross court for Edson. Caden Edson looks left side to Linker. Linker maintains the dribble against Hume, spins it back out to McBride. Left of the lane, he spins. Now he picks up his dribble, lobs it back out to Garver. Garver on the high left against Isaac Harris. Gets a pick from McBride, but he can't work off the pick and roll. Throws it to Linker at the free throw line, right of the lane, backs it out. Excellent defense here by Sterling. Edson maintains the dribble, hands it off to Garver. Garver spins in the lane, backs up now to Edson. Mustangs cannot take the shot because Sterling is so tight on defense. And there's a ball knocked out of bounds by Kyle off the entry pass for McBride. It will be Fort Morgan basketball. 3:26 to go in the first. Neither team has taken a free throw. Garver to throw it in. Back out to McBride. Now to Luis Garcia at the top against Carter Kyle. Swings it left corner. Garver, three in the air, is short. And the rebound to McBride. He turns, he banks, and he misses. And the rebound into the hands of Bodie Humes. There's a foul in the backcourt by the Mustangs. I'm not sure who committed that. Yep, Isaac Linker committed the foul. That's Fort Morgan's first team foul. The Tigers have 4. Here comes Sterling into the front court on the outside left to Hume. 3:08 to go in the opening quarter. 5-2 Tigers. Wide open Harris. Three is in and out and in. Isaac Harris drills the three. And now Sterling's on an 8-0 run under 3 minutes to go in the first, leading 8-2. Linker underneath his own basket. Back out to Edson. Still hasn't crossed midcourt. Edson now does. Gets a pick from Luis Garcia. Behind the three-point line is Edson. Back out to Garcia. Swings it left side for McBride. McBride behind the three-point line, guarded by Pittman. Backs it out to Garver. Garver dribbles left of the lane, pulls up. 16-footer is off the back of the rim. McBride goes high for the rebound, dribbles, then throws a pass underneath the legs of Linker out of bounds. That'll be a turnover. The fourth by the Mustangs, and it will be Sterling Tiger basketball with 2.5 to go in the first. And Sterling is in the lead 8-2. And here comes Isaac Harris on the outside left to Kyle. Left corner, Hume won't take that three. Back out to Harris on the right wing. Here is Kyle. Kyle straight away for Hume, guarded by McBride. Dribbles left of the lane, backs up, takes a 15-foot fadeaway. It's well short, and the rebound is grabbed over there by Grayson Garver, his second. Garver into the front court. Garver lost control of the ball, got it back, backs it out to Linker. Linker's pass to Garver on the high left. Nearly 2 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Garver maintains the dribble, hands it off to Edson. Now to Linker at the free throw line. Backs it out here to Garver straight away. Garver with the basketball. Now to Garcia, left corner for Edson. Dribbling to his right. Edson looking, spinning it back out to Linker. Linker now to McBride. Pulls up from 16, and that's way off to the left. And Riley Schaefer grabs the rebound. Long pass towards Hume. Hume dribbles right to the lane, in the lane, all the way, and an offensive foul. He runs over McBride. They got to get Hume into foul trouble. There's no question about that. And that's the third turnover here for Sterling. But the Mustangs cannot find the bottom of the net as they trail 8-2. And it'll be Linker to throw it in. Let's see, we had a substitution there for Sterling as well. Looks like Axel Henry came into the game. Linker with a backcourt pressure being applied. Gets it into Garcia. Garcia breaks the pressure, loses control, gets the ball right back. Now looking for a teammate. And he's going to try to hand it off to Garver. Now does near midcourt. With the basketball's Garver. Minute 22 to go in the opening quarter. Sterling 8, Fort Morgan 2. Dribbles to his right. Garver against Carter Kyle. Picks up the dribble right of the lane to McBride. Feeds it back out to Grayson Garver off his foot out of bounds. McBride and the Mustangs now have committed 5 turnovers in the game. And here comes Axel Henry, the sophomore, the other way for Sterling. On the high right to Bodie Hume against McBride. Lobs it down low for Pittman. He turns, he shoots, and he scores. A little 6-footer for Jace Pittman. Sterling now leads 10-2. 56 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Into the game for Fort Morgan is Jonathan Marquez. Linker with the basketball. Now Marquez in the left corner. Dribbles to his right behind the three-point line. Now to Garcia on the high right. Back out to McBride. And we got a whistle. And that's an offensive foul. That's an offensive foul. Jonathan Marquez. 6 turnovers for Fort Morgan. And the Mustangs now with 2 team fouls. Sterling has 5. 46.2 seconds to go. Sterling's defense has been outstanding as always. Picking up where they left off from last season. Jason Frank into the game. Here's Carter Kyle straight away for Henry. Henry left side for Frank. Lobs it down low for Hume. He turns and it's fouled as he tried to put it up. I believe Garver got him from behind. That'll be the first free throws of the game. Nope, instead, it's going to be Nick Norris committing his first foul. He's just into the game, the sophomore for Fort Morgan. And Bodie Hume to the stripe. And Hume's first free throw is off the back of the rim. Hume's got half of the Sterling points here in the opening quarter. And now Riley Schaefer's back in for Carter Kyle. Isaac Harris replaces Jace Pittman. The bucket in this game by Luis Garcia was brought to you by Cargill Meat Solutions, committed to feeding the world in a responsible way. Check them out at cargill.com. Free throw is up, and that one is good for Bodie Hume. He's got 6. The lead is 9. 33.8 seconds to go. And the ball is tipped out of bounds by Jason Frank. Let's see if they have a new inbounds passer instead of Norris. It will be, well, Linker's now going to go out. And instead, it'll be Luis Garcia. Man, and Bodie Hume is right on top of him. They're applying the pressure. Garcia bounce pass in the backcourt towards Garver, off his hands, out of bounds. 7 turnovers for Fort Morgan. And to throw it in will be Hume. Ryan Sterling is really taking it to Fort Morgan right now. Isaac Harris at the top, swings it back out to Schaefer. 27 seconds to go in the first. On the outside left to Harris, lobs it down low for Hume. He dribbles, he banks it in. Too easy for Bodie Hume. He's got 8 in the game. The lead is 11 with 16 seconds to go in the first. Edson running the baseline over to Garver in the backcourt. Garver lobs it towards Garcia, still in the backcourt. Into the front court now to Marquez. 7 seconds to go. Back out to Edson with 5. Edson with 4. Hands it off to Garver with 3. Between the legs, dribble with 2. Backs up. Long 3 is going to be an air ball. And that's the end of the first quarter. All Sterling there. The Mustangs scored the first 2 points, but Sterling leads 13-2. It's a 1-minute break on Morgan County's B106 and B106.net. John Beltran back at Fort Morgan High School. We head to the second quarter. Sterling is in the lead 13-2. Bodie Hume had 8 points in the opening quarter. Sterling to throw it in. It's Hume with the basketball near the top to Axel Henry. Back out to Harris. Harris straight away to Schaefer. Now to Bodie Hume. Right wing three is off the back of the rim, and going high for the rebound is Garcia, but it's tipped around by Sterling, and it's taken by Axel Henry. They retain possession. Now the lob down low for Frank. He hooks it up, and he misses in and out from about 7 feet away. Luis Garcia grabs the rebound for the Mustangs. On the outlet to Garver, out there with McBride, Marquez, and Edson. Then the ball is poked out of bounds. Excellent defensive play by Isaac Harris. And into the game will be Jace Pittman for Jason Frank. Pittman, Hume, Schaefer, along with Harris and Axel Henry. Right baseline pass to Luis Garcia. Garcia crossover dribbles, going to have to back it out somewhere. And he hands it off to Garver, then he had the ball stripped away. Turnover number 8. Long chest pass in the front court for Schaefer. Back out straight away, Hume. Hume with the basketball, dribbling to his right against McBride. Gets a pick. He pulls up for a three. Book it. Bodie Hume with a triple. Timeout, Ty Traherne and the Mustangs. That timeout is brought to you by Ehrlich Toyota East. Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Ehrlich Toyota East in Fort Morgan will fit you into the car trunk of your choice. Serving all of Northeast Colorado, Ehrlich Toyota East. We're 50 seconds into the second quarter, and the Mustangs are down 16-2. Luis Garcia had the first points of the game, and since then it's been all Sterling. Again, Bodie Hume has got 11 of Sterling's 16 points. And that's why he's the lead candidate for the 3A Player of the Year this year, after leading his team to the state title a year ago. And really, you can't stop a shot like that. I mean, Bodie Hume will be playing basketball, we know, at the next level. Yeah, I haven't seen a guy at 3A dominate that much since Jason Smith did it for Platte Valley about 16, 17 years ago, and he's still in the NBA. And Bodie Hume, even though he doesn't quite have the height of a Jason Smith a 7-footer, and Bodie at 6'8". Bodie does have the outside game offensively. Now the Tigers apply the pressure in the backcourt. Linker to throw it in. That's a baseball pass to McBride. McBride is going to miss the dunk, but it's going to be taken by Marquez off the rebound, off the long rebound. And the Mustangs will reset. Garcia with the basketball, crossover dribble. Right to the free throw line, backs it out to Linker. Great defense once again. Sterling is so good defensively. For head coach Mike Holloway, it's hard to get off a clean shot. Linker now to Marquez, swings it left corner, penetrating left baseline McBride. We have a foul on the floor committed by Jace Pittman. And that is team foul number 6, committed by Sterling. Grayson Garver to trigger it in for the Mustangs. Garver looking, still looking. Got to get rid of it, lobs it back out to Linker, hands it off to Luis Garcia. Mustangs have not scored in about a good 6 minutes of game time. Marquez on the high right, double team, maintains the left-handed dribble, back out to McBride. In the left corner, Garcia, wide open three is no good. Linker tips the ball to himself. Now to Garver, little 10-footer, yes. Grayson Garver scores, and the Mustangs are on the board for the first time in a long time, but they are down 16-4. With the basketball is Kyle, back out to Schaefer. Now here's Bodie Hume straight away. Swings it left side for Kyle, nearly stripped by Garver. Now the ball is loose on the floor. Kyle has it. Oh, but Garver committed the foul on that loose ball. Garver with his first. And to throw it in will be Carter Kyle. Kyle in the left corner for Hume, penetrates left baseline all the way, scoops it up, had it partially blocked by McBride, but taken away over there by Jace Pittman. Now the shot is up and missed by Schaefer from 3, but the rebound on one hop for Kyle. Kyle leans, shoots, and he misses, though we've got a defensive foul on Fort Morgan. And that foul was committed once again by Garver. That's his second. And to the line is Carter Kyle, who did not score in the opening quarter, has a nice left-handed release, and that one is good for the junior. And Sterling leads by a baker's dozen. Just over 2 minutes into the second quarter. Spinning, shooting, and scoring again is Carter Kyle. And it's 18-4. Jason Frank checks in here for Bodie Hume. And again, they'll apply the pressure. So much depth on this Sterling team. Linker runs the baseline, bounce pass to Garver. Now swings it to Garcia. Mustangs have numbers, 3-on-2. Middle of the lane, fakes the pass over to McBride. Lays it up, and he got it partially blocked. McBride had it blocked over there by Pittman. Pittman away with the basketball. Here is the outlet. On the outside right to Kyle. Now here's Schaefer with a check that. That's Harris over to Frank. Frank in the right corner. Back out to Harris. Swings it left side for Kyle. Guarded by Grayson Garver. At the top now for Harris. Right baseline for Pittman. Overhead pass to Schaefer. Fakes the three. Now in the left corner. Frank will take the shot. Good. And that's just inside the three-point line for Jason Frank. Sterling leads by 16. 20-4. 5:19 to go in the second quarter. Marquez dribbles across the timeline. Back out to Garcia. Garcia now to Garver, setting up the Mustang offense. Left side now to McBride. McBride on the outside left now to Marquez. Maintains the right-handed dribble. Back out now on the right side to Garver. Guarded by Isaac Harris. 4:57 to go in the second. And Sterling in control, up 20-4. Here is Marquez, high right to McBride. Fakes the three, dribbles into the lane. Backs it out towards Garcia, that is. And then he traveled. Fort Morgan has committed their 9th turnover, 3 for Sterling. And the Tigers just trying to extend their lead by 16. And the other way, here comes Isaac Harris. Harris over to Carter Kyle. Kyle between his legs. Kyle pulls up straight away, shot good. Carter Kyle nails the triple just behind the three-point line. And Sterling leads 23-4. And again, applying the pressure. That was a sweet move. Kyle's got 5 points. Garver lost control, gets it back. Still not across the timeline. Now to Marquez across midcourt. Marquez with 4:14 to go. Here's McBride all the way, and he's fouled on the floor. McBride tried that hop step and got hit. And Jace Pittman commits his second foul. That should be the 1-and-1 17th foul. And McBride to the stripe. Mustangs are going to have to score with the clock stopped. Bodie Hume is back into the game. Bad news for Fort Morgan. Mustangs have got to nail their free throws here just to stay somewhat competitive. The McBride free throw is in. Nothing but string. That's the first point of the game for the senior Trey McBride. Need a new windshield? Want to spray on bed liner, truck accessory, Smart Parts in Sterling can take care of that second free throw. Good. And the Mustangs are down 23-6. 4:08 to go, second quarter. In the right corner, Bodie Hume with the basketball. Swings it back out to Schaefer. On the outside left to Henry. Now is Kyle. Down low for Frank. Had the ball stripped away, but there was a foul. That'll be the 16th foul on Fort Morgan. And that was committed by Jonathan Marquez, his second. And Bodie Hume to throw it in. Bodie Hume for Sterling. Lobs it left baseline for Frank. Back out to Kyle. Now towards Hume, but that ball's intercepted by McBride. McBride all the way is going to try to lay up, but lost control of the ball. Tries to chase it down to the corner. It's loose, but now it's taken over there by Luis Garcia, so the Mustangs do retain possession. Only the 4th turnover for Sterling. McBride in the corner with the basketball. Now to Garcia straight away. Garcia behind the three-point line, swings it to Garver. Garver right side, leans back out to Marquez. Marquez at the free throw line, back out to Linker. Linker with a basketball against Kyle. Now McBride, three is off to the right, and the rebound is into the hands of Carter Kyle of Sterling, his third board. Into the front court on the outside left, Henry down low for Frank. Straight away, the three by Bodie Hume is off the back of the rim, and the ball is off of Grayson Garver's hand. Nope, it went off of Sterling Tiger and Carter Kyle out of bounds. And with possession of the basketball, no, it went off of, thought it went off of Garver. Yeah, it did. So Sterling retains possession. Kyle to throw it in. Looking down low for Hume. Wide open, and he dunks it. Bodie Hume with a two-handed slam. Off the pass from Kyle, and the Tigers lead by 19. And there's a steal by Henry. Henry all the way. And he was fouled. That'll be the 17th foul. And the foul was committed by Isaac Linker, his second. Bodie Hume now has 13 points in the game. And a 1-and-1 situation here as the sophomore Axel Henry is at the stripe. Very good free throw shooter is Henry. That one is in, out, and in. Sterling by 20. It's their biggest lead of the game. Second free throw upcoming. That one is up and that one is in. 27-6, under 3 minutes to go. Before the break, Grayson Garver for Fort Morgan. Long pass is tipped away by Hume, but Linker chases it down. Linker near the left corner for McBride, but it's off his right hand out of bounds. And the Mustangs now have committed 11 turnovers, and it's been a frustrating night for Fort Morgan, but this Sterling team is that good. This is the best opponent Fort Morgan will play this year. Axel Henry at the top, guarded by Edson back into the game. Now to Hume, straight away. Three is up. Yep. Bodie Hume again. 8 in the first quarter, 8 in the second quarter. He's got 16. It's 30-6. Garcia in the backcourt to Garver. Garver lobs it down low for Linker. Jump pass to McBride. He scoops it up and in. Trey McBride. That was a beautiful feed. Here is Bodie Hume the other way for Sterling. Straight away to Kyle, and he traveled. Fifth turnover for Sterling. Let's see, the Mustangs can put together a little bit of a run here. Serving Northeast Colorado for 3 generations. Hilltop Garage, 522-57-57. Linker pressure, trying to throw it in. Lob pass is tipped away by Bodie Hume. Hume with the basketball. Hume in the right corner, another three. Henry is off the back of the rim. Isaac Linker grabs the rebound for Fort Morgan. So here come the Mustangs the other way. They got away with a turnover there. Garcia now to McBride, dribbles left baseline. He is double teamed, swings it left corner. Garver, three, well short. And Jason Frank has the rebound for Sterling. Here's Axel Henry the other way. Henry left of the lane, and now, did he carry that ball? He did. Carrying violation. Sterling with their 6th turnover. Yeah, Bodie Hume has outscored Fort Morgan by himself easily, 16-8. A minute 43 to go. Second quarter, 30-8 Sterling. Edson, bounce pass to Garver, still in the back court. Now to Edson's got to cross the timeline and does, but then nearly lost control of the basketball, then tied up. Possession arrow, I believe. Stays with Fort Morgan, it does. The Mustangs to throw it in. And Linker, the trigger man for the Mustangs. Linker looking in the backcourt to Garcia. Garcia maintains the dribble to his right. Garcia bounce pass to Garver, but that is tipped away. And here is Bodie Hume the other way. Hume into the front court. He had the ball tipped away. Taken by Garcia. Garcia for Fort Morgan behind his back with a basketball. Dribbles into the lane. Down low for Linker. Scoops it up and he missed it. And the rebound is into the hands of Jason Frank. So here comes Sterling. Riley Schaefer over to Hume. Fakes the three, dribbles into the lane. Lane shoots and he's fouled. 3 bodies, make it 4 on the floor. 3 of them are Mustang bodies. And that foul was committed by Garver. That's his 3rd. Bodie Hume to the stripe to shoot a deuce. And now Jacob Ortega's into the game for Fort Morgan. Make Stubbs Gas and Oil your next stop heading out of town. During your visit, you can gas up your vehicle, sit down to lunch, get snacks, and your hunting and fishing licenses. Free throw is good. Oh, yeah, that was a 1-and-1. At Stubbs Gas and Oil in Wiggins. Everything you need at low prices. 31-8 Sterling. Second free throw is up, and that's off the back of the rim. Garcia grabs his 3rd rebound. Fort Morgan comes the other way. 54 seconds to go here in the opening half. Ortega to Edson. That's 2 sophomores out there playing catch. Dribbles to his right. Bounce pass to Linker. Linker at the top, hands it off to Ortega. Ortega dribbles right of the lane. Right corner, Garcia fakes the 3, dribbles right of the lane. He fell down, but Linker's got the basketball. Now out to Edson. 34 seconds remaining. Ortega over to Linker. Linker down to McBride. McBride thinking about the three, dribbles into the lane, fell down, but bounces at the Linker, leans back out. Garcia fakes the three, steps to his left, takes the three, misses badly. And the ball is loose, and it's picked up by Jace Pittman. Sterling the other way, 15 seconds to go. Schaefer right of the lane, down low for Hume, and he jams it home. Nope, traveling violation, no basket. No basket. Sterling commits their fifth turnover of the quarter. So Fort Morgan will have one more possession with 12 seconds to go. Ortega's in the backcourt dribbling against Hume. Crosses over with 7 to go. Now to Garcia with 6. Garcia dribbling towards the right baseline all the way. He's double teamed. Swings it near the right corner. Knocked it out of bounds by Harris with 1.4 seconds to go. Let's see what type of shot the Mustangs can get off here, as Ortega will throw it in. And Grayson Garver will check back in for offensive reasons. There's the lob into McBride. He fades from 10 and he scores off the glass. Trey McBride with a very difficult shot is able to score. And that's going to do it here in the second quarter. But the Mustangs are down 31-10. Let's take a break on Morgan County's B106 and B106.net. It'll be Christian Rose, Carter Kyle, Riley Schaefer, Isaac Harris, and Bodie Hume for the Tigers to begin the third. The Hume three in the corner, short, and the rebound on one hop to Isaac Linker of Fort Morgan. Linker with his third rebound out there with Garver, McBride, Edson, and Luis Garcia. In the left corner with the basketball is Garcia, straight away to Edson, dribbles to his left of the lane, backs it out straight away to Garver. Grayson Garver between his legs, pulls up from 15. Yes, that's a nice shot by Grayson Garver. He now has 4, and the Mustangs have scored the last 4 points of the game, but they are still down by 19, 31-12, but you got to do things in small doses to get back into the game. And now working it around on the right side is Christian Rose over to Schaefer. Boy, they're really spread out right now. And Fort Morgan is man-to-man at this point. Right of the free throw line for Hume. Takes a dribble into the lane, jump pass. Here is the Rose shot from 15. Yes. Christian Rose scores on the left baseline for his first points of the game. It's 33-12, 1 minute into the second half. The other way for Fort Morgan, Isaac Linker with a basketball. Now on the outside left to Edson. Edson back out to Garver behind the three-point line, pulls up 16-footers off to the right. And the rebound to Carter Kyle, his fourth. Long pass to Hume. Hume left baseline, leans, shoots, misses, foul by McBride. McBride commits his third. So Bodie Hume will shoot a deuce. And Hume to the stripe. He had 17 points in the opening half. The senior Ben shoots and he misses. Hume is now 2 out of 5 from the line. That's the only weakness we've seen in his game tonight. Second free throw is coming up as Sterling looking to move to 4-0. That one is up, that one is in. 34-12. No pressure applied by Sterling with a sizable lead. 6.5 minutes to go, third quarter. And here is Grayson Garver for Fort Morgan. Garver with a left-handed dribble against Harris. Garver gets a pick from McBride, dribbling to his right. Gonna have to kick it back out to McBride. Straight away three is off to the right, and the ball is loose on the floor. Riley Schaefer comes away with it for Sterling. Schaefer across midcourt. Schaefer on the outside right to Hume. Now in the right corner for Rose. Back out to Isaac Harris. In the left corner, Schaefer back out to Pittman. Or check that, that's Rose. And here's Isaac Harris. Now wide open Kyle three is off the back of the rim. And the rebound put back and partially blocked. Rose had the rebound and he's fouled. It might be McBride again, and it is. That should be his fourth for McBride. That's what I've got. Let's see what the board has. Or did they give that to Garcia instead? Yep. The Garcia foul. And check that. I think I had McBride. I put one of his fouls in the wrong column there. Rose makes the free throw and the second as well. 3, 4. Nope, he missed one. Sorry, 35. Put my head down there. 35-12 is the score. 5:47 to go, third quarter. Linker lobs it to Garver. Overhead pass, left corner. Here is McBride with the basketball. Left to the lane. Now he's going to have to back it out. Picks up a dribble down to Garver. Garver gets a pick from McBride. Dribbles to his right, into the lane. Back out to Luis Garcia. Right wing three is in and out. The Mustangs not making their threes, and McBride knocks the ball out of bounds. Yeah, McBride, by the way, I believe he's only got a couple of fouls. So, yeah, correction there. Nobody with 4. Garver does have 3 for Fort Morgan. Christian Rose with the basketball. Swings it right side Hume. He'll take the 3, and he pulled the string. Grayson Garver has the rebound for Fort Morgan. Garver and the Mustangs away with the basketball between his legs. Lost control, got it back. Swings it cross court over to Garcia. Left baseline McBride. Dribbles all the way. Scoops it up off the glass. No. But he's fouled by Bodie Hume. Bodie Hume has committed his second. And here's Trey McBride. Strong move to the bucket for the senior. When you're looking for someone to walk you through the insurance world, turn to the office of Greg Mullen, 842-4555. And the free throw is off to the right. And for a college that will equip you to go anywhere, look no further than Northeastern. Check them out at njc.edu. McBride attempting the second free throw. Try to make this a 22-point game. And that's well short, but Linker has got the rebound. Nope. Taken away here by Kyle. He was able to gain control. Kyle all the way, scoops it up short. Rebound to Rose, and he puts it up and in. Christian Rose scores. He's got 5 all in the quarter. And Edson then with a tie-up as he tried to get the ball to Linker, and now we got a foul, I believe, on Sterling. Yep, that's on Isaac Harris. Harris commits his first, 37-12 in favor of Sterling. 4:44 to go, third quarter. Garcia, 3/4 court to throw it in. Garcia into Garver. Grayson Garver calling out play instructions. Garver looking. Bounce pass near midcourt to Garcia. Garcia jump pass tipped away, and it's loose, still loose. Batted near midcourt. Carter Kyle has it, and then what do we have? An offensive foul on Kyle. He ran into Luis Garcia. Kyle commits his second, turnover number 9 for Sterling. The Mustangs have 13 unofficially. Log backcourt into Grayson Garver. Garver near midcourt, and then the ball is kicked by Bodie Hume. You know, all Hume's got to do is stay healthy, and there's no reason he could not be the 3A player of the year this year. He's got the total game. Edson in the backcourt to Garcia. Garcia still in the backcourt, now to Garver. Bounce pass to Garcia. Free throw line for McBride. Now to Garcia, left wing. Dribbles left baseline. Pulls up, shoots. Air ball from about 5 feet away. Isaac Harris away with the basketball. Long pass to Hume on the right baseline. Cross court. Carter. Kyle in the left corner. Lobs it back out to Harris. Harris near the timeline to Rose. Right wing to Hume. Hume dribbles to his left. Pull up 3. Yes. Bodie Hume has got 21. 40-12 in favor of Sterling. And Luis Garcia with the basketball for Fort Morgan. Garcia back out to Garver. Left wing for Edson. Looking down low for McBride. Dribbles to his right. Now swings it right side to Linker. Now to McBride at the free throw line. Spins in the lane. Back out to Linker. Linker straight away. Swings it left side over to Edson. Edson bounce pass on the high right for McBride. Thinks about the 3 against Rose. Dribbles right baseline. Cut off by Rose. Back out to Garcia. Now here's Garver with the basketball. Tight defense by Sterling. Garver right at the free throw line. Right corner for Garcia off the bounce. Garcia against Kyle. Dribbles to his left. Crossover dribble. Then the ball is off his right leg out of bounds. Fort Morgan commits their first turnover of the quarter. Axel Henry into the game. Bodie Hume is also out. And we've got a timeout. We'll keep it right here, I believe, called by the Mustangs. Brought to you by Ehrlich Toyota East. With 3:05 to go in the third. And Fort Morgan trails 40-12. Yeah, rarely does one player outscore an entire team, but that's the case right now, as Bodie Hume has 9 more points by himself than Fort Morgan has as a team. He's got 21, and Sterling will have the ball out of the timeout. In the Broadway Shopping Plaza in Sterling, Farmers Insurance Agency. See Brenda about customized coverage at an affordable price. Let her help you be smarter about your insurance. Farmers Insurance Agency. Well, Bodie Hume is still in the game. I wonder if these guys will play in the fourth quarter. Henry, Schaefer, Hume, along with Rose and Harris. The Mustangs with Garcia, Edson, Garver, Linker, and McBride. Rose to throw it in. To Harris, now to Henry. Back out to Rose. Now to Henry near midcourt. Henry with a left-handed dribble. Left side to Schaefer. Long three in the air, is off the back of the rim. But the rebound to Axel Henry. Sterling resets. Schaefer now the right side. Here is Isaac Harris. Henry with the basketball. Henry straight away to Harris on the right side to Schaefer. Down low for Hume. Turns, shoots, and scores. Bodie Hume on the right baseline. And Sterling has got a 30-point lead. Bodie Hume now at 23. Wow. I mean, this team is unstoppable. 2:19 to go in the third. On the outside left, Garcia with the basketball. Garcia to his right against Caden Edson now. Left side to McBride. Now here's Garver near the corner looking down low. Garver dribbles to his right. Trying to find McBride. Doesn't left baseline. McBride backs in, fades, shoots, connects. Left baseline, a little 12-footer for Trey McBride. McBride now with 8. Schaefer to his left, 42-14. Long baseball pass to Harris, dribbles out to his right. Minute 44 to go in the third, and Mike Holloway calls a 30-second timeout for Sterling. Yeah, what a game here for Hume. He's only got 1 rebound. But again, when you're scoring, rebounding can be an overrated stat. Now, second shots, that's not overrated. Sterling had one moments ago when Christian Rose scored off a Carter Kyle miss, that is. So with 1:44 to go, Colorado Plains Medical Center has experienced physicians and a highly trained surgical team trained in the latest surgical procedures. Explore what procedures are possible in your hometown. Colorado Plains Medical Center. Now to throw it in will be Rose. Rose into Hume. Back out on the right side to Schaefer. Straight away, here's Isaac Harris. Now to Hume. Hume back out to Schaefer, just working the ball around. Axel Henry left-handed dribble. Now to Hume. Hume with a dribble. Jump pass in the right baseline. Here's Isaac Harris, 10-footer. Yes. Isaac Harris scores. Sterling leads by 30. 44-14. There is a rule. If you're leading by 35 points or more in the fourth quarter, goes to a running clock. Here's Garver behind his back, and then he's stripped. He did not see Riley Schaefer. Schaefer all the way, scoops it up left hand, blocked by Garver, but a foul. Boy, that looked like a clean block, but they're going to call Garver for the foul. And to the line will be Riley Schaefer, who has not scored tonight. Mustangs with their 15th turnover. And the free throw by Schaefer is a line drive that's no good, off the back of the rim. Carter Kyle and Jason Frank are in for Bodie Hume and Isaac Harris. Second free throw is upcoming. That is up and good. The lead is now 31. Here is Edson across the timeline. Edson dribbles to his right in the corner. Back out to Jonathan Marquez. Marquez with a left-handed dribble, now to Garcia on the high left to Linker. Linker to his right, now to Garcia. And we got a whistle and a foul away from the ball. And that foul is on Riley Schaefer. That'll be his second. There's the lob into McBride, right corner for Edson. Edson guarded by Schaefer. Edson dribbles to his left, swings it back out to Luis Garcia. The Mustangs just cannot get off clean shots here. Yeah, that left corner, Garcia with the basketball, dribbling to his right. Now to Edson. Edson with 23 seconds to go. McBride takes a long three, and that's an air ball out of bounds. It'll be Sterling ball. And they're going to try to increase this lead, which already sits at 31. Now McBride is out of the game. And the other way, here comes Axel Henry. Henry straight away to Rose, right of the lane, back out to Schaefer. Thinks about the three, feeds it to Henry instead. Between his legs with four, with three, into the lane all the way, scoops it up and he missed it off to the right. Linker grabs the rebound, and that'll be the end of the quarter. Oh, I said it was a late steal there. A late steal there by Sterling, but the Mustangs could not convert. We have played 3 quarters with the score. Sterling 45, Fort Morgan 14. A 1-minute break on Morgan County's B106 and B106.net. While the Mustangs begin the fourth quarter trailing 45-14. Linker throws it into the backcourt to Grayson Garver. Out there with Garcia, McBride, and Edson. And if the Mustangs go down by 35, this will turn into a running clock, so they want to stay in this as long as they can. Garver fakes the three, leans in, and then he forced the foul by Kyle. Nice job by Garver. And I believe that's going to be 2 free throws. I think his right foot was on the line, or, no, they're going to say it was on the floor. Carter Kyle commits his third. Sterling with 5 team fouls. The Mustangs have 3. Oh, they're going to say free throws. No, they're going to say on the side. Yeah, the 2 officials were countering each other. Garver to throw it in. Lobs it near the top for Linker. Hands it off to Edson. Edson with the basketball. Left side for Linker. Back out to Garver. Looking down low for McBride. Bounce pass left baseline. He leans. He banks and he misses. And the rebound into the hands of Jason Frank is third. On the outlet, here's Henry. Chest pass right side. Wide open. Schaefer 3. Yes. Riley Schaefer scores. And it's 48-14. 1 point away from making this a running clock. They would stop for free throws, and that's about it. And timeouts, of course. Linker with the basketball, then he threw it into the Mustang bench, intended for Garcia. Turnover number 17 for Fort Morgan. Oh, the running, yep, here we go. Nope, no running clock yet. Henry with the basketball at midcourt. On the outside left, here's Carter Kyle. Kyle back out to Schaefer. Chest pass right side to Rose, now back out to Henry. Dribbles to his left, picks up the dribble. Right corner for Kyle, now to Henry. Steps into the lane, leans down low for Rose, and he banks and scores. That was a great pass from Henry. And Rose now has 7 in the game, and they're up by 36 with 6:45 to go. That was gorgeous basketball, and the Mustang defense was not that bad, but Henry and Rose were that good. Garver the other way for Fort Morgan. Garver gets a pick from McBride. Straight away, 3 is up and good for Grayson Garver. And Double G now has 7. The Mustangs trail by 33, 50-17. 6:23 to go in the game. Straight away, here's Schaefer. Back out to Frank. Whistle. And, yep, the clock is stopping. Maybe because it got underneath 35, but... well, thought it was an offensive foul. It was on Rose, his third. Well, anyway, Mustang basketball on the high left, Garcia. Garcia dribbles to his right, now to Edson straight away. Edson to McBride. Down low for Linker. Dribbles, leans. He's going to have to back it out. Nope, instead he fades from about 7, but that's well short. Jason Frank has his 4th rebound. Now to Henry, across the timeline, straight away for Frank. Right side, here is Carter Kyle. Right-handed shot is no good, but there's a foul. And there's a push-off on Kyle before the shot. Offensive foul, that's going to be his fourth, I believe. It's also a turnover for Sterling, their 10th, make it their 11th. And now Brock Shala is into the game for the first time. 50-17 in favor of Sterling. Crossover dribble by Garver, hop step to Linker, and then the pass is poked out of bounds by Henry. And let's see who throws it in. It'll be Garcia. 3/4 court with 5.5 to go in the game. 50-17. Garcia lobs it back out to Garver, well behind the three-point line. Left corner for Garcia, looking down low for McBride. Kicks it back out to Garver. Garver behind his back, nearly traveled. Right side to Linker. Right corner chest pass to Edson. Now Garver straight away with the basketball. Garver dribbles right of the lane and then scoops up a wild shot, and he misses. And the rebound to Jace Pittman. Pittman with his fourth board. There's the outlet to Shala. Then he throws it into the hands of Garver. Fouled in the backcourt by Pittman. And Garver to the line. Pittman commits his third. 1-and-1 situation here for Garver, who's got 5 of his 7 points in the second half. From breakfast and snacks to perfectly brewed coffee and teas, Willow Coffee and Bake Shop, 921 Edison Street in Brush. 5:07 to go in the game. The Mustangs are down by 33. And here is Double G. And the Garver free throw is up and in. Garver and McBride both have 8. In fact, outside of those two, the Mustangs have 2 total points, and that was Luis Garcia with the first bucket of the game. So Fort Morgan has not had a single point from anybody other than Garver and McBride since Garcia's first bucket. Second free throw good. Garver now with 9. 50-19, 5:07 to go. Pass into Henry. Picked up in the backcourt by Edson. Swings it front court. Over to Rose, now to Frank. Lob down low for Pittman. He turns, he shoots, and he misses. And the rebound to Rose. He banks it up and in. Nobody blocked out Christian Rose. He's had a huge second half. No points at halftime, 9 in the second half. 52-19, 4:43 to go in the game. Garcia fakes a 3, dribbles right baseline, backs up. Now dribbles again towards the baseline, cut off by Rose. Backs it out to Marquez. Marquez with a left-handed dribble, swings it right side to Garcia. Garcia against Rose. Try to put a move on him, right of the lane, into the lane. He fades, has the shot blocked by Rose, tipped up by Frank, and then bodies go flying at midcourt. That might be a Sterling foul because Garcia has control of the basketball. I think Garcia is going to go to the line, yeah. Let's see if that's Frank. Now Jason Frank has committed his first. Garcia showing a lot of courage there. Undersized when you look at him compared to Frank, but he was able to grab that board and there was contact, and the free throw is good. Mustangs down by 32. 4:24 to go. High Plains Bank offers a wide variety of products that can be customized to fit your individual needs. High Plains Bank in Wiggins. Second free throw is in the air and inside the basket and through the basket. 52-21. Sterling might be clearing the bench a little bit, but not much. Brock Shala with a left-handed dribble, front court to Pittman, back out to Shala. Now here is Christian Rose on the right side to Axel Henry. Well, they didn't start that clock for a while. Shala to Henry straight away, right side to Jason Frank. Cross court to Shala. Now to Frank, right baseline. Here's Rose. Baseball pass to Shala. 3 is up, and that's in and out. And the rebound is into the hands of Adam Cardona, Fort Morgan. Here's Ortega to a fellow sophomore Cardona, left corner Marquez. Dribbles to his right, back out to Edson. Edson right of the free throw line, hands it off to Cardona. Straight away, here's Nick Norris. Left side to Ortega, gets a pick into the lane, leans, hooks, misses off the front of the rim, and the rebound is into the hands of Brock Shala of Sterling. 3:38 to go in the game. Henry, cross court for Frank. We have two players for Sterling who have last names as first names. Into the lane, Rose, little 14-footer, yes. Just inside the free throw line for Rose. 6 in the quarter, 11 in the game. Sterling leads 54-21. 3:17 to go. Pass tipped out of bounds by Frank. And that will be Sterling Fort Morgan basketball, excuse me. When you need ice, don't settle for any old frozen water. Get AC Ice at any local grocery or convenience store near you. AC Ice. Dylan Anderson now comes in for Sterling. Here's Ortega with a basketball. Right side pass to Cardona in the right corner. Here's Caden Edson. Edson is fouled. He'll go to the line. Anderson pushed him. Well, this could be the first Mustang other than Garcia, Garver, or McBride to score. They've accounted for all 21 points. This is the 10th team foul, so 2 free throws, and Edson sinks the first. And the Mustangs are 5 out of 5.5 from the line. Second free throw coming up, and that is up. And that's in and out. Rebound to Jace Pittman is 5th. On the outlet, here's Shala. Shala for Sterling, 3 minutes to go. Over to Anderson, now to Shala to Anderson, thinks about the 3. Feeds Shala, free throw line for Pittman. Bounce pass to Anderson, penetrates right baseline, cut off over there by Devin Mussman. Back out to Shala, cross court for Frank. Now here's Anderson, he'll take the right wing 3, that's off to the right. And Nick Norris grabs the Mustang rebound, his first board. On the outlet to Ortega, 2:37 to go in the game. Ortega all the way off the glass, no good. Norris with a rebound partially blocked, and Rose comes away with a board. Christian Rose. Back out to Anderson. Here's Shala now. Frank free throw line. Rose right baseline. Pittman, little 5-footer, partially blocked. And we got a foul from behind. Nick Norris will go to the line as he was fouled by Christian Rose. That's going to be his 4th. And Nick Norris to shoot 2. It's the 11th team foul already with 2:18 to go in the game. We'll have a short post-game show. And then wrap it up for the evening, as the Mustangs will still be looking for their first win after tonight, but not unexpected here. The Sterling team is loaded. Free throw by Norris is perfect. Mustangs trail by 31. Second free throw is up, and that one is in. 54-24. With the basketball is Brock Shala on the outside left to Anderson. Anderson in the left corner for Christian Rose. Rose dribbles left baseline, cut off by Mussman. Going to hand it off over there to Shala. Shala straight away for Frank. Swings it right side for Anderson. Bounce pass down low, poked away by Norris, but it's picked up by Rose. Rose leans, and then he's fouled as he misses. Adam Cardona committed the Fort Morgan foul. Christian Rose to the stripe. This game is slowed down in the 4th quarter with the free throws. Another fine sponsor of Morgan County Athletics, Brush Grocery Carts. Free throw is well short. Second free throw upcoming. Here from Brock Shala. That's up. It's an air ball. Fort Morgan basketball, trailing 54-24. And here's Jacob Ortega for the Mustangs. Ortega's met by Rose on the outside left. Feeds it back out into the game now for Fort Morgan is Noah Roper. Straight away, here's Norris. Left side through the hands of Mussman out of bounds. Only the second turnover for Fort Morgan in the quarter, 5th of the half and the 18th of the game. Sterling did have plenty of backcourt pressure in the opening half. And now the Mustangs trying to stifle Sterling, coming the other way with 1.5 minutes to go. Jason Frank near the top, swings it right side. Anderson at the free throw line, double team. Jump pass to Shala. Bounce pass, right baseline. Another new player in there, that's Ian Cohn. Now straight away, Pittman misses the 16-footer. And the rebound to Jacob Ortega, Fort Morgan. Chest pass to Roper. Roper in the right corner, lost control, gets it back to Ortega. Ortega, cross court to Cardona, now to Roper. Roper with the basketball between his legs, fakes the three, now to Ortega. He'll take the long three, and that's off the left side of the rim. Ball is volleyballed around into the hands of Nick Norris, who banks and scores. Nick Norris has 4 in the quarter, and that's how many he has in the game. 54-26, 45 seconds to go. Right side Anderson now in the corner for Rose. Rose bounce pass straight away for Shala, left wing to Frank. Well, at least the Mustangs have outscored Bodie Hume now. That wasn't the case for a while. Frank with the basketball, and then his pass is stolen by Ortega all the way, and he lays it up, and he missed it too strong, but the rebound to Cardona, he banks and scores. Nice job of Cardona trailing the play. Fort Morgan down by 26, 14 seconds to go. Let's see if Sterling even shoots the basketball. Christian Rose with 9. Yeah, you don't want to foul him here. Just let the clock run out. Jason Frank now will dribble out the clock, and the Sterling Tigers will win tonight over the Fort Morgan Mustangs in Fort Morgan by the final of 54-28. We will take a 2-minute break and wrap it up after this. Back in 2 minutes on Morgan County's B106 and B106.net. Mustang Post Game Show is brought to you by Morgan Community College. Find out why Morgan Community College is the best choice for your higher education. Visit MCC online at morgancc.edu or stop by the campus for a personal advising session. MCC, there to help you imagine, believe, and achieve your goals. Morgan Community College. Sterling wins the game 54-28, going on a 16-0 run in the opening half. They led 13-2 after 1, 31-10 at the break, 45-14 after 3. Fort Morgan outscored Sterling 14-9 in the fourth to make it closer, but the Mustangs succumbed by 26 points. The visiting Tigers had 8 players in the scoring column. Bodie Hume had 23 points, 11 for Christian Rose. Next up, 5 points apiece for Isaac Harris and Carter Kyle, 4 by Riley Schaefer, and then 2 points from Jace Pittman, Jason Frank, and Axel Henry. The Mustangs had 9 from Grayson Garber, 8 from Trey McBride, 4 apiece from Luis Garcia and Nick Norris, 2 from Adam Cardona, and a free throw from Caden Edson. Rebounding totals in favor of the Tigers, 25-21. Jace Pittman and Carter Kyle had 5 apiece. The Mustangs had a team-leading 4 from Garcia and Isaac Linker. 18 turnovers for Fort Morgan, not as bad considering only 5 of those were committed in the second half. 13 for Sterling at the free throw line. Sterling was 9 out of 12. Or check that. Sterling was 9 out of 15. They won 3 out of 7 in the second half. So Sterling shooting from the line tonight, 67%. The Mustangs were at 75%. They were 9 out of 12. But Sterling improves to 4-0, and the Mustangs drop to 0-4. Our next game will be Saturday, December 16th, 3:30 for the girls' game, 5 o'clock for the boys' game in Brush against the Bee Diggers again. That'll be right here on the B as well as B106.net. Outstanding job by our sound engineer and producer tonight in his debut, Isaac Greenwood, with the assistance of Christy Creighton. I'm John Beltran. The final score, first of all, let's tell you the Mustang Player of the Game brought to you by Transwest Chevrolet Buick in Fort Morgan and Sterling. They got a great selection of new and used vehicles. Stop by and take a test drive. That's Transwest Chevrolet Buick, and Grayson Garber with those 9 points is the Transwest Chevrolet Buick Player of the Game. Final score tonight, Sterling 54, Fort Morgan 28 on Morgan County's B106 and B106.net.